What's up out there? This is Pig Pump Dollars and Cents, delivering content for those of you who love saving and earning money. In this video, I'll show you how I earn 5-star ratings for the tests I take in user testing. For those of you who are wondering what user testing is, check out my video that's in the description below. It's a great side hustle that has lots of earning potential. I've made close to $900 since January. It may not seem much in a period of 4 months. Right now, it's about like May, but it's worth noting that close to $500 of that was earned just in the past month. So you can sort of see I've been getting $60 and $60, $30 tests, and that's why it sort of jumped a little bit. Here are my tests that earned 5-star ratings. So let's take a quick look. April 27th, we have a 5-star there. April 15th, another 5-star there. We have another one on April 3rd and another one on March 12th. First of all, you'll notice that not many of them get rated, and actually I like it that way. Here, for example, this person was really thoughtful. They gave me feedback in addition to the 5-star rating. So, that's always good to know. And here is my first ever 5-star rating. And it happened to be for my first test. It's worth noting, especially for those of you who have never completed a test yet, that user testing reviews and rates your first test. So as you can see here, they reviewed my test. I was actually taken off guard when I saw the review because I didn't realize that user testing will be checking my first test. It does make sense though, because if you look here, here's my current rating. This is the rating, the average of my 12 most recent reviews. Fortunately, I only have 5 or 6. We ask website owners to rate videos based on how helpful they are, with 5 stars being the highest rating. Your recent average rating is the average of your last 12 rated tests. To ensure that we provide a high quality service to our clients, testers with higher average ratings will see more job opportunities. So what they're doing is they're weeding out anyone who's saying, oh, I can just do 5-minute tests and let me see. That's 12 tests per hour. I can make $120 per hour. Well, that's not really how it works, unfortunately. If you do those 5-minute tests, you will eventually have low ratings. And I see a lot of YouTubers who got low ratings because they just, did the test very quickly. And even if it takes 15, 20, 25 minutes in the beginning, it's worth it if you can get those 5-star ratings, because that's when the number of tests that come in just jump up. So as soon as you do a certain number of tests, as soon as you get a certain number of ratings, again, to ensure that we provide a high quality service to our clients, testers with higher average ratings will see more job opportunities. And, that makes sense. The more ratings I got, the more tests I finished, the more the higher number of $60, $30 tests I've started to receive. And as you can see here, I used to just see these $10 tests, yay, but then it jumped up to $30, $60, etc. So that was really, really great. So let me give you the 5 tips that I have. I've been doing testing for a while, and I've completed at least 75 tests, and 3 or 4 live conversations or interview tests where you face people, one-to-one, sort of like these live conversations. All right, so let's get to tip number 1. Get a good mic. In their FAQ, frequently asked questions from test participants, user testing says, okay, so do I need a microphone to be a test participant? The answer is yes. If you don't own a microphone, here's an inexpensive one that we recommend. They actually go to this one, Cyber Acoustics. That's not the one that I have, but I really don't think it matters as long as you have a headset. This one happens to be $14. And I'm guessing that it's really no different from the one I have that's like, what, $40 or something like that. I think I bought it at Best Buy. I'll put the link below, but I think this one from Amazon would probably work just fine. So I would suggest that you do some audio tests and see what you sound like. Use Zoom or another app that can test your audio. Check to make sure that you're loud and clear. And don't worry, this isn't just one of those kitchen tools that you use like once and that's it. The great thing about headsets, especially with mics, is that once you get it, you can use it for all your online side hustles. So for me, I already had a headset that I bought for VIP Kid and also OutSchool, which is one of them is an online ESL company. OutSchool is sort of like an online school where you can teach. And then because I had all the lighting and also the stereo headset, for those applications, all I had to do was use it for user testing. Tip number 2, find a place that's quiet. Find a time when you won't be interrupted. I know this is hard, but for online companies, just any of them, a relatively quiet environment is a must, especially for like the application process. When you're applying, just find the best environment possible. You can sort of, experiment after that, but don't take any chances when you're sending in your test for the application process. For user testing, you will send in your test. And even just when I think I found the perfect location, I find that noises just pop out of nowhere. I went into the basement to do some tests, and then the furnace suddenly decided to go full blast. I also sometimes forget that my laundry or drying machine is really loud. And tell your family members, especially during the application process when you're recording, just don't tell them to come in unless there's an emergency. Also, avoid taking the test outdoors. It may be beautiful out there and you may benefit from the fresh air. But for the evaluator listening to your test, it's not going to cut it if they can hear the wind or a dog barking or even a friendly passerby saying hello. Remember that you're making a first impression. Some of us bring our kids or pets to work, but we sure wouldn't do it on the day of an important interview. You want to show that you know how to be a professional. By the way, you may need to be careful with audio. But the great thing about user testing is that you don't need a nice background. They just ask you to be careful about windows. Maybe it's a reflection or privacy thing. I don't know. But unlike the online ESL companies or, like online schools that require like educational backgrounds or proper backgrounds, for user testing, you don't need a background for the most part. You won't even be recorded. It's just your screen. Oh, yep. Yay, there's a test coming in. Yeah, so if you go to the dashboard, again, you'll see these tests coming in and you can start qualifying for them. For the ones that ask for a facial recording, I just sit against a wall or something. If I have a live conversation with someone, I just sit against the wall. All right, tip number 3, make sure you take a minute or two to get situated. I once went into a test out of breath because I was going up and down the stairs, and it took a while for me to settle down. Imagine that you're a company representative listening to a tester who's breathing heavily. It just doesn't cut it. Also, avoid anything that will make you cough or breathe erratically or heavily. Just stay hydrated, keep a water bottle or cup of water nearby just in case, you start coughing, that's fine. Also, just try not to eat anything that will make you prone to coughing. Yay, it's user testing again. And I wanted to keep my dashboard on for those of you who are like wondering about, that ka-ching. I want you to get used to that sound of the test sort of coming up. Just remember, always keep your dashboard open. All right, tip number 4. When they say think out loud, they mean it. This tip applies to the application test and for all the tests you'll take after you pass it. So you may think, I shouldn't waste the person's time. And you might be tempted to skip over most of these instructions. Don't. Read each task out loud. You're going to read all of that loud and clear. And yes, I mean all of it. I know that sounded really silly, but this is what's going to make or break, whatever is going to happen. So this is what you'll sound like. Imagine that you are about to buy a shirt for yourself. Please note that the site is still a prototype and some links may not work. You are now taken to the site. Familiarize yourself with the homepage. Tell us what your impressions are of the page and of this company. So notice that I just read everything, and that's what you need to do, and that's what they expect you to do. So don't be shy. Don't feel like it's silly. In fact, if you don't, they will sort of dock you, especially if you go under sort of like 5 minutes, or they will sort of use that sort of as a reason to say, this is why you didn't do well on this task. And so let's pretend that we're testing the user testing website. And user testing asks us to tell them my initial impressions of the homepage and of the company. So again, I've completed about 75 tests so far in about 3.5 months. I've gotten the hang of it. I know what to expect. I'm not nervous anymore. Here's what I might say for the user testing website. So again, let's just pretend that this is the website that we are evaluating and assessing and giving feedback for. So, okay, so this website looks professional. I see there's different shades of blue, using white text for the most part, especially in this section. It makes me feel like there's consistency or some kind of uniformity. It tells me that this company is organized. They sort of know what they're doing. I see the video here too, which is unusual for a survey company. Usually everything's just still. So, the use of the video, I feel like, it makes me feel like they're innovative. From the video, I can see that they also value diversity in their testers. I can see she's a person of color. She's also dressed very casually, which sends out the message that, hey, anyone can be a tester. You can do it from the comfort of your own home and not bother to change into what's considered to be traditional work clothes, like business casual or something like that. It tells me that user testing is like a flexible company that understands or fits the average person's needs. You can be a stay-at-home mom or dad and make money by doing tests. Yep, so that's it. So, it's not like you can really prepare for any of these tests, but after a few, you'll understand what they're asking for, and you'll actually start to be able to talk about the tests themselves. Sometimes if I feel like the question isn't specific, I'll sort of ask if, are you asking this of me? Or, things like that. So you'll be able to really take control as a tester. All right, tip number 5, be thorough. And this kind of connects to what I've been talking about. Again, they'll review your first test. Ratings do matter. And, take your time. If you read all the directions and tasks out loud, that should, help you take the full 10, 15, 20 minutes. The rest is all about constructive criticism and positive reinforcement. So again, it's very tempting to just sort of finish it up in 5 minutes. Woo, I'm super efficient. That your efficiency, that'll backfire, and it won't matter, because if you get a low rating because you were efficient or only took 5 minutes or 7 minutes, then you'll get a low test rating, and it defeats the purpose because you won't get more tests. In fact, as you can see from what they were saying, they'll prioritize people who actually give proper feedback, take 15 to 20 minutes. And yeah, I would consider myself as someone who's maybe not that efficient, but at the same time, my sort of inefficiency, I feel, paid off in the long run. It allowed me to, start earning or qualifying for these $30, $60 tests. And I really started seeing more of these $30, $60 tests. And I think it was the past week or two when I started seeing even more $90 and $120 tests. So that was amazing. And I hope, during the summer when I can check the tests more regularly. Right now I'm full time. It's still, there's so much to do with COVID. I don't have as much time to like check the dashboard as regularly as I want. So I really want to check out like what it's like during the summer. Once I get the hang of it even more, I can, continue into the fall and, the winter in a more efficient way. So those are my 5 tips. By the way, if you're nervous about taking tests, I completely understand. I was too. But remember that you know more than you think. You've looked at and explored hundreds of websites in the past. Think about how much shopping you've done. At least I have. Take advantage of, that experience. If something about the site makes it difficult to perform a task that they're asking you for, just let them know in a polite and respectful way. Be specific about why and what makes it difficult for you. If you find something, that it's really delightful or awesome, then say so and then explain why and what makes it so delightful for you. When I find like a feature or a button that I've always wanted, I take the time to tell that company, like, I really wanted this, I'm really happy. So, take advantage of who you are and let them know what you see and how you feel about it. After all, that's why they're sending out these tests to us. They want to know how we as individual consumers feel about their site. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe by clicking that red button and changing it to gray. This is PigPalm Dollars and Cents. See you next time.